Hey y'all, what's going on? Happy Wednesday. If I didn't get a chance to say good morning to you, I know a lot of y'all were here this morning. If anybody was not here this morning, I'm glad to have the opportunity to greet you and say hey there and happy Wednesday to you. Okay. Glad to see everybody that is here. Those of you who've already hit the like button, thank you so much. Ain't nothing like a good old early like button. Just go on and hit that bad boy. But those of you who did, I thank you. If you haven't hit that like button yet, it is nowhere near too late. Go ahead and hit that like button. And we're going to have a talk today about some things that's been going on. Like this ain't new information. I think recent events would have us to believe that these are new information, that it's new information or it's a new issue. It's not. It's a story and an issue as old as humanity. Okay? As long as we've been here, it's been a problem. So we're going to talk about how it has infiltrated the media, what kind of things that have been happening, and what it possibly really means, when we start to see these things. It's not as simple as sensational stories and conspiracy theories. There is a conspiracy, absolutely. And it's a lot deeper, in my opinion, than a lot of folks care to actually admit to. So we're going to talk about it today. Like I said, this may not be one of the most popular topics, but we're going to definitely get into it. But not before I greet everybody in the room, because y'all know what I do. I can't help myself. Got to exercise them good manners. Hey, my Christian Key. Spiller, you made it. Hey, sis. Miss Sparkle, how you doing? All right, all right. Okay, we had some folks in here. Really? All right. We got Tina, the queen of cheesecake. How you doing? Angie up in here from Miami on the plantation. I know you ain't off work yet. I just already know. I already know. All right. Deandra, good to see you. Happy you made it. All right. Egypt now. All right. You made it. You back again. I know that's right. G darling, good to see you. Hey, Cheryl. Good to see you too. All right. She says, see us later tonight. What we doing later tonight? Y'all ain't making me work tonight. Hey, Dialogue Sisters. I'm glad you made it. All right. Vita is here from Denver. Absolutely. Nisi Rose, how you doing? You say you missed us this morning. Oh, we missed you too, but you made it here today, and that's what counts. All right. Fly Gray Street, how are you? Good to see you. I got your email. I responded to you. I can't wait till we talk because we got to work on some details. CC Miller listening on the drive home. All right. Good to see you, Velma Cook. How you doing? All right. Chanel D. Queen, the beautiful Chanel D. Queen. How are you? All right. All right. Sandra, good to see you. Auntie Eva, you too. Hey, Morgan's Musings. My sister Vanessa is here. You say you working, but you'll be listening. Important topic. Definitely, because I think we're overlooking some things, and I don't want us to do that. Hey, Queen B, that's me. Good to see you. East 32nd. Hey there. How are you? Nacho Twins Mama. How you doing? Dana Cutler. Miss Black and Yellow herself. How are you? Veronica Barnes. Hi, sis. All right. Ebony M. Hey there. You made it. All right. There's my DT. I love you so much. How are you? That's right. Tell them. Subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. All right, all right. There's my Kia Coco Pop. She say this gonna be good. Hey, y'all. Yes, we're gonna get into some stuff, and I'm gonna try not to get in no trouble. Hey, Kim Bird. All right, DS, you made it. How are you? Naturally Rooted. Good to see you as well. All right, Ashanti. Hey, how are you? You say what now is here? Hey there. Happy to be happy. Good to see you. Candy R. How you doing? All right, so we are back. We're back. So listen, let's talk, right? The issue that we're running into is I don't want us to stop our conversation about Satanism. Let's be honest, that's an actual ism. It's not just a thing that people attach to rituals and put on conspiracy theories. It's an actual thing. So I want us to look at it for what it is. It's an actual thing. It's an actual reality. And it's an actual danger, as we just saw last weekend. It is a danger. It's a dangerous to our children. It's dangerous to our society. I mean, it can result in loss of life. It has in the past. What happened last weekend did not exist in a vacuum. This Travis Scott person does not exist in a vacuum. And like I said on the last stream where I actually mentioned this young man, not only does he not exist in a vacuum, he didn't even do what he did on his own. He had people helping him do what he did. He had folks that would help him out. Okay? And they all have people that will help them out. So you might say, Nitra, okay, you sound a little crazy. Who is helping these people do the stuff they're doing? Hey, New Year's, babe. Well, the people that's helping them do the things they're doing is the media machine itself. Media is built to promote, to make it more palatable, to make Satanism more palatable. So let's be honest about what we're looking at. Hey, Lala Chanel, how you doing? It's always good to see you. I know you be studying. Delicia, how are you? So we need to talk about this whole thing. Like, it's really been going on as long as there's been a television, as long as there's been a radio, as long as there's been music. Hey, Jamie, the danger has been here and it is very real. And here's the thing. You got to ask questions like, how did somebody like this person or a little Uzi Vert person, the boy that had the infinity stone in his forehead, you might say, how do these people get to influence anybody? How is it that you can mention anything about Satan, the devil, or demons, and people still keep listening? How do you put it somewhere and nobody is like shocked enough, or no one is offended enough, nobody is even, uncomfortable enough to leave the situation? Nobody's uncomfortable enough to turn off the radio. Nobody's uncomfortable enough to stop playing it. The DJs and the programmers at the radio stations, nobody's uncomfortable enough to say, no, my child can't listen to that, as we saw from this weekend, because there was kids at this debacle, okay, at this crime scene. And you got to understand that there's something that's been going on. Yes, absolutely. They love Halloween. They entertained by Satan. It's so true. They're entertained, but why? Why, right? Like when you look at it, hey, Malicia, when you look at this character, this person, well, not this person, this entity, in a very real way, those of us who do have a, Christian background or any of the Abrahamic religions have a clear understanding of who he is as a whole. He represents evil and everything bad. I mean, pain, anger, loss, death, hurt, anything bad. Okay, this dude represents that. Like, there's nothing good about this character. Hey, JC, we missed you this morning. So you got to ask the question, why in the world are people entertained by such a nefarious character? Now, I got a few ideas, and I'm going to tell y'all what I think. Okay? I'll tell y'all what I think. I know it's going to sound a little crazy, but y'all know I don't really mind sounding crazy. It's kind of my thing, right? So now my first question is, has Western culture turned Satan into a friendly and fictional character? As far as the media culture is what I'm getting at, right? So I'm going to show y'all some little clips, some little things that I picked up off of just from different things concerning films, music, little ditties like that, right? I want us to really take a look at how many times and how many different ways this character, this entity, has been introduced. Malicia says they're brainwashed. I think they're lost and easily swayed. Well, here's the thing. It is a form of brainwashing, and I'm going to show you why. I want to show you exactly why. Those of y'all who know me, y'all know that I like to connect the dots, right? I'm good at connecting them dots. I'm going to connect that doggone dot. Hey, Queen Mermaid, you here for 30 minutes to your next meeting. Okay. All right. So here, let me grab some of these. Let's do a little grab. So now, first things first. What we're showing here is one of the films from back in the 90s, I want to say, or 2000. Let me see when this one was from. Because I want us to see just how many times, or get an idea of how many times this has been. This is from the year 2000. Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser, Elizabeth Hurley, even Orlando Jones is in this one. And I want y'all to see just how, an idea that this isn't new information. Solomon Kane, this is a movie from 2009 where they presented him again as a fictional character in a way that was more palatable. It's always more palatable. Okay? Bill Cosby got his check from the Devil Pie. Back in 81, he was in The Devil and Max Devlin, and he actually played the doggone devil. Okay, so these are not new images. This is from Futurama. They had a robot devil that they made him like into some kind of shyster criminal character that you could talk to and make a quick deal. Like he was just a shady businessman. He still wasn't, who he actually is. This is from South Park, where they had a devil that was like looking for affection and tried to make him friendly and warm and cuddly. This is from doggone the Teen Titans. This is a satanic character that they call Trigon, who actually was the parent to one of the heroes in the story. I'm gonna put all this out there and I'm gonna connect the dots. This is from the Powerpuff Girls. Made it into some sort of comical villain. I mean, I just want y'all to get an idea. I want y'all to really get an idea of what we're talking about here. So what we're talking about is a complete bombardment of our children and ourselves with satanic images that are less than honest, but more palatable to the people. This is the game they're playing. This is the game they're playing. Also, it's still Alita's birthday, so let me make sure we put that in there. My apologies. I don't want to forget before I get too deep into this one. Because I really don't want to interrupt myself too much so I can get my thoughts out in a straight line. Which that ain't always easy for me because y'all know how my brain works. That thing will get crossed up on me. All right. All right. So now back to what I was trying to get across. Okay. Because I want to put my thoughts out, like I said, in a straight line. I don't want to be the person who can't keep her thoughts together. All right. So I pinned her Cash App information to the top of the chat. As y'all well know, that is the royal family's way of pinning that dollar to your shirt. Okay. So now let me get into what I wanted to say. Now, Satan has been placed in cartoons as a fictional villain, sometimes even comical or friendly. Now, the Teen Titans, that was the last one I showed you. They have that satanic character, Trigon. Now, they wrote him in. Hey, E. Davis. They wrote him in. Hey, Sonia Fat. Who I'm talking about is Media Images and how they have embedded satanic images and satanic imagery in media as far as movies, music, cartoons even. So that's what we're talking about today. But I'm glad you're here. So that last cartoon that I showed you, that rendering, was of a satanic character called Trigon on a children's television cartoon show. It's for children now, where he is the father of one of the heroes on the show. So the hero on the show is supposed to be a demon. I want y'all to catch that. They're showing our children a friendly demon who is a hero, and her daddy is a whole satanic character, and he's a bad guy, and he's really bad, but he's really not that bad. Okay, that's what they're trying to show you with that one, and they're putting this out there to children, and they're giving children an introduction to ideas. Follow me now. They're giving children an introduction to the idea of demonic entities as friendly or relatable. And the same with the Powerpuff Girls. I showed y'all that ridiculous drawing they have. They also use that comical demon diatribe. Now, more adult cartoons that are more adult and irreverent, things like Futurama, Family Guy, different things. They've done it too. Like I said, you saw the picture Futurama have the robot devil. Like I said, some little shady, shisty, back alley character. Not really dangerous, just more like a bad guy that you just kind of watch out for. You know, sometimes you can make a deal with him, it goes okay. They're still trying to plant an image that makes it more acceptable and less offensive. They're trying to make something that is extremely offensive less offensive. Ebony M says people act annoyed when you bring up God and don't want to hear about him, but he helps me every day to navigate through life. Just being honest. Absolutely. But this is the issue is people are definitely uncomfortable when you mention God. Like that's usually the quickest way to make people dislike you. However, y'all know that ain't gonna never stop me because I don't care. God is everything, period, point blank. But anything that is satanic, you are guaranteed to draw a crowd and get a lot of attention. And these are some of the reasons. These images have been implanted from childhood into people to make it more palatable and more entertaining. That was the idea, to make him more palatable and more entertaining. Hey, Amused. Vanessa, you on point and you telling the truth. That's the only time they mention him. So, like I said, they got the robot devil character, comical bad guy again, relatable, like somebody you would see in, any inner city or urban type film. This guy that you can make a deal with, you just got to watch him because he might be sneaky, and that makes it look like a common transaction. It's planting the idea that having a transaction or a transactional relationship with Satan or evil is acceptable and somehow okay. I'm here to tell you it's not, but that is the message that they are sending. And it's being done subliminally. And it's being done in a way that you don't even know, not us, but it's being done in a way that the public at large is not even aware of the fact that they're being conditioned. Okay, South Park also had their friendly character. We showed that nonsense, right? He up there in some fur Daisy Dukes or something. I don't know what that was he had on. But the other thing I want to point out is Satan is also in the film industry. They show him in films in the film industry for entertainment. They do it in horror films if you're not laughing at him, they want you to be afraid and have a fear factor as it pertains to him. Be afraid of him. He's nobody to fear. Absolutely not at all. Definitely an evil person, not a person, an evil entity, and definitely someone that you want to be praying and fortifying yourself against because he is a real enemy and a real entity. However, fear is not the right response. We know that our Father is not the author of fear. He didn't give us fear. He did not give us a spirit of fear. So the reality is with the horror film genre is there. So when they introduce satanic images or him as a character or entity or bad guy, even in a film, it's to elicit a fear response because they're trying to give you a response that your Father did not intend for you to have to this character. All right. They want you to see him as this monster in the closet, the boogeyman, or the thing that goes bump in the night. Okay. Now we see characterizations of Satan in comical films like Bedazzled. That was the film poster I showed you with Brendan Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley and Orlando Jones. Now that film was billed as a romantic comedy. Imagine that. How you gonna have a romantic comedy with the devil? See what they're doing? They're trying to plant a seed that it's okay to be seduced by him or to love him or to have lovable feelings or romantic feelings toward evil. All of these things are there to send a message. They're planting signals. All of us have been taught anything you see is planted in your brain and it's going to be there. Whether you can remember to access it or not, it's there. That's why regression works. That's why hypnosis works, because it helps you to access what's already in your gray matter that you may not be able to readily access because it's not on the surface of your mind. It's buried within your subconscious. Exactly. Harry Potter teaches kids witchcraft. And it's not okay. It teaches them that witchcraft is acceptable. See, this is what I'm saying. Malicia, thank you for saying it. They slowly introduce these things to get us comfortable for something bigger. Now, unfortunately, this weekend was some of the something bigger that we've been seeing. We saw some of the something bigger. We did. And everybody went to screaming and hollering. And even people who are atheists, who have channels or online, the same people that will try to embarrass you or humiliate you for saying you have a God, were saying, oh, satanic ritual. Trust me, they weren't saying that to you to alert you so that you will begin to pray. They were saying that for entertainment purposes only. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. It's another, in my opinion, it's another form of using him as entertainment to make people see him as entertaining so that you won't run away. You'll actually draw in to see, oh, let's see what he's doing today. He is not your, everybody's favorite villain from a reality show. Let's be honest. This kind of thing can't happen. But let me get back to this bedazzled situation. They were telling a story that was supposedly a romantic comedy with a desperate character who makes a deal with the devil. Okay? Now, in this film, they got the devil as a female. Hey, love my dogs too. Good to see you. Hey, Pick in the Brain ×3. Pinky in the Brain ×3. Hey, Lady 747. And in this film, they got the devil dressed up as a female and fixed up as what I assume clear people find attractive. She's skinny with fake boobs, and she kind of looked like a dude in the face and too much makeup. That's usually what clear people say is attractive. And so that's what they did. They were fixing something that they believed to be attractive according to clear standards, and it's a female. Why would they want to make Satan attractive? Why would they want to do that? They want to make him attractive. All right, love my dogs too. Holler at me anytime this evening, or I can call you. Anyhow, they want to make him attractive. Again, this is part of the media seduction. That's what it is. It's part of the media seduction. And even though that's what clear people find attractive, you got many black folks who've been brainwashed into thinking that sort of thing is attractive. So you got them calling people pretty that they really look like dudes. But, as long as it's that clear standard of what clear people say is attractive, but I ain't going to go down that one. That's a whole nother hallway. Anyway, and what's bad with that movie is that one wasn't even the first one. That was not even the first one, y'all. You would think that, right? That Bedazzled that they debuted in 2000 was actually a remake from a 1967 film. So the storyline had actually been done before in 67. Another movie, which one of the posters I put up, because I want to talk about that one too, Solomon Kane from 2009. Now this one shows a character. Now this one, let me really get comfortable so I can tell you everything that's wrong with this, right? Everything that's wrong with this. This character is somebody who is supposedly cursed and is supposed to have to go to hell, right? And said he was sold or promised to the demon by his daddy, like literally depicting a generational curse. Literally depicting a generational curse. Now, what I want y'all to understand there is, are generational curses real? Absolutely they are. Absolutely they are. And so the truth of the matter is, in this story, they were depicting a very real thing that has happened to many people. Some people that we know, some of us have been victims to generational curses, where somebody along the line made an agreement or covenant or somehow agreed with the enemy against the entire bloodline. And so now there are monitoring spirits that are stationed in your life to inflict these curses on you, to make sure that you continue to suffer this same thing over and over again. So they were depicting a generational curse. Hey, Nicole, but instead of being truthful in the storytelling, what they depicted in this film was a generational curse and showing a fictional process of fighting evil physically, getting into fist fights with people. Like this is a way to redeem your soul by acts of aggression against other people. Like this is what's going to do it. Running around fighting. and literally had scenes within the movie where he was at a monastery, supposedly at the church house, and they threw him out because it's time for you to go because we can't help you. Instead of, do you see what kind of message that sends? It almost is sending a counterintuitive message to the viewer. When you get in trouble, don't run to the altar, don't run to the cross, don't run to anybody who says they're a child of God. Don't you do that? Don't. That's not what you do. You run away from the church and you go out there and you go and you huff and puff, and supposedly you can get in a fist fight with the enemy. Okay, that's the message they were showing. And that's another dangerous message. But if you notice, every one of these instances, they're sending messages, different messages, but all very untrue messages about the enemy. Then you got comedies like Little Nicky with Adam Sandler, where he pretending like he's special. And he's supposed to be the devil's son. And he's nice and friendly and he's pleasant. And then you got the other one from where Bill Cosby got his piece of the devil's pie. And he played the devil in that movie with the devil and the fella. I can't even say his name, but I know it was him and Elliot Gould. And that one is a Disney film. So see, Disney is getting a piece of the devil's pie. You see what I was trying to tell y'all the other day? It's more to this story than just one person. The entire system is corrupt and satanic, is what it is. See, this is when you got to really sit back and, like I always say, pull emotion out of your thinking process. And let's just use logic. Let's follow the breadcrumbs, if you will. Let's look at the facts, how many times they've done it, how many times they're doing it. And let's ask ourselves a real question. Why are they so invested? These are multi-million-dollar film projects. Why are they this invested in putting this much money in promoting a satanic agenda in the media? I want y'all to really pay attention. It goes on and on again. The movie with Bill Cosby got him playing the devil, telling the man, drive 3 people to hell, 3 innocent people to hell, and I'll give you some more time. Basically a whole movie making it comedic about making deals with the devil. And then folks will turn around and say, well, these musicians, why would they make deals with the devil? They've been programmed, brainwashed, and fed these lies, nonsense, and fallacies until he seemed more palatable. And so now we all at the party now. Now we see what it is. There's my baby in the room. That's right. They need as many people to go to hell as possible. And that, my darlings, is the agenda. That is the agenda. But y'all would think I was going to stop there, but y'all should know me better than that. Y'all know I ain't going to stop there. No, at all. I got to keep it moving. Let's talk about Satan in rap music, shall we? And all the demonic references. See, this ain't the first time. This ain't the first time at all. I want y'all to pay attention to what's been going on right in front of your face. It does, but you got to look at why are they fascinated. What I'm trying to tell you is the fascination begins because the indoctrination begins early. I'm showing you, they put it in cartoons. Look at all the costumes with the little devil horns and people put them on their children. Thank you. They looking for portals to come through, and they show enough looking for enough people to drag there with them. We congratulating DT. What's going on, DT? You got the job. What you say? We got to celebrate. We're going to have to celebrate. I guess at our dance party, we're going to have to celebrate you. I'm so happy to hear that. So now, back to what I'm saying. This is not new. So when I first started doing my research and digging and getting all the evidence, or as much as I could stand to see, right, the indoctrination, that's what I'm talking about. and parents not being vigilant enough. Nicole said, you ain't lying. Conditional blessings and curses all explained in Deuteronomy 28. Choose this day whom you will serve. You better say it. But when the media is presenting it as something that is not only palatable, but something that is sought after in so many cases. This is the reality now. So listen, let me tell y'all what happened when I went to looking into the rap music and the lyrics and what's being said and how it's being said. Okay? The way they're glorifying certain topics and imagery, because music is a form of imagery, in my opinion, because music can paint a picture. Sometimes you can hear music and see a picture. It can transport you. Rap more than some of the others because it is spoken word. Okay? That's right, Sasha Lynn, Robert Johnson. And I love his music. But that's what they say he did. I don't know he did, but that's what they say about him. So anyway, when I started digging, I ran into somebody called Earl's Sweatshirt. And I'm thinking, who is Earl Sweatshirt? He got a song named Earl. So I listened to the song, and it wasn't nothing exciting to hear. And what you say over the last 2 to 3 years, I want to know what's going on with this demon time. Yeah, I want to know too why they're saying it. They're probably saying it for a very pointed reason, but because we're not in their circle, we'll never know. Yep. But not just him. That's what I want y'all to see. So this Earl Sweatshirt person had a song called Earl. And I said, okay, well, how bad can it be? I never even heard of this guy. How bad could Earl be with Earl Sweatshirt? And the very first verse was, in the first verse, he says, I'm a hot and bothered astronaut crashing while jacking off to buffering vids of Ashtaroth eating applesauce. And I said, wait just a minute. Hold on. What did he just say? Now, I'm pretty sure some of you know who Ashtaroth is. I'm going to give you a brief description. I'm going to move along because I'm not here to educate you on demons, because I don't want you to be educated on them, but just educated on how to defend yourself and pray and protect yourself. Now, Ashtaroth is considered one of the great dupes of hell. Okay? One of those principalities that we always praying against. Yeah, that's what he said. That's exactly what he said. Now, what did you say? Yep, always heard of Earl Sweatshirt, part of OFD Future. Oh, Odd Future. See, I never heard of Earl Sweatshirt. This is when I know that I'm old, because that's what happened. That's what this person said. And I said, oh my. I said, well, surely there's not that many more black folks sitting up glorifying the devil and talking about, things like that. That can't be happening. And I kept looking, and then there came this fella, Big L. Now, he's not even new. And I said, well, he got to be new. And that's when I found out he wasn't new. Now, his song was put out in 1999. And I said, where was I when he was saying all this crazy stuff? I didn't know Big L. Well, Big L got a song called The Devil's Son. Can y'all imagine? Call himself the Devil's Son. And, and the imagery in his song was, he was depicting himself, y'all, as the spawn of Satan, and says he's a devil from hell and without the tail or red horns. And he was quoting Nas in his verses. And it was strange because I didn't realize until I started digging how much satanic mess Nas has said. But it also explains why I never liked him. I couldn't like him. I didn't know why. Everybody, oh, Nas, so wonderful. Nas, something about that funny looking little character. I never liked him. And then come to find out he got some of his own. Oh, they're open Satan worshipers with Tyler, the Creator, and his friends. Okay, there we go. There you go. Well, he's deceased now, but he still said a whole lot of satanic stuff. Yes, he did. And he said those things, quoted Nas, and then they said he quoted Nas. I said, well, let me dig deeper. So apparently in Nas's song, Live from the Barbecue, he actually had a line where he said, when I was 12, I went to hell for snuffing Jesus. Excuse you? Excuse you. Is that really what you want? Is that what you meant to say? And apparently, yes, because I looked further and Nas had quite a few other demonic imagery in his music, as well as things that was absolutely blasphemous, even making reference to if Mary had gotten an abortion. Okay. So now, oh no. So then I found a book. Nice young woman wrote a book called Rapping Religion, Understanding the Gangster's God by Ebony A. Utley. You can read it if you like, but she's a hot mess too, because she's helping to further the agenda. All right. Now, in her book, she writes, and I do believe this part, she correctly asserts that generations of Black men have compared themselves to the devil as a form of empowerment. They want to feel tough and powerful because they're in a situation socially, being part of the oppressed class, as we also are, hey, sweet diva, where they feel powerless. So they associate themselves with things that are demonic and the devil himself as a form of feeling empowered. Okay? You say as many times as you heard live at the barbecue, you never heard that, girl. Type it in and type lyrics where you can read what I read. Promise you it's there. Okay? And so when she said that, I said, okay, now that's possible. It makes sense as to how Satan would have been able to fool them and give them some false sense of empowerment in exchange for their agreement. Nobody, baby. Nobody. There are a few artists that people love. I won't mention if you play their song backwards, they evil. But the problem is, Vanessa, they playing them forward and the children still listening. If you saying it while you play it forward and the people don't run for the hills, that lets you further know that there's no longer a need to put it in the subliminally where you got to play it backwards. There's no need to. There's no need at all to play it backwards anymore. They can put it in there straight up. Call it demon time, and everybody jump right on in and start do-si-doing. I want y'all to see that this thing has wormed its way in, and it has become so common that things like last weekend, like I told y'all when I first mentioned it, it wasn't the first time it happened, and it ain't going to be the last time it happened. This is how it's possible, because it's in everything. So this young woman said that, you know, she thinks that that's why they're doing it, and went on to say, get this, she calls it rebelliously playful. Think about that now. Rebelliously playful. Hey, protect my energy. Now, I want y'all to explain to me, because you know I ain't that smart. All right? Never been the smartest Negro in the room. What is playful about Satan? Why would you consider that to be rebelliously playful? And when she said that, I had to stop and think. Like, once I had my moment where I lost a couple brain cells and had to get them back, I'm sitting there and I said, okay, how is that possible? That don't even make sense. Okay, that's like what Preacher Polly say, evil and necessary, that's plaids and stripes. I said, okay, if she sees it that way, maybe that's how the people are seeing it, and that's why they're not running from it. Oh, it's just playful. It's just rebelliously playful. And so yet again, we're agreeing and accepting an imagery or a mental picture where Satan himself is friendly or playful. And it's playful to involve yourself or liken yourself to such a character. I want us to think about that. Let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. So I went to looking at all the different artists who had done it. It was a list. It was a long list, y'all. You had J. Cole. He tried to mix angels in it, but still kept up with the demonic imagery. You got Fabulous, threw himself in the ring. Styles P, he threw his hat in the ring. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Then T.I., he was a nut. He went writing some stuff about God told him the devil was responsible, so he gonna go to hell and just shoot up everybody and tear up the place. Just stupid. Still sending bad messages. Sending bad messages. That's right, Ashanti. It's not smart. But this is what's going on. I'm trying to put it out there so y'all can see the kind of trouble we're in as a people, and what kind of trouble our children are in if we don't become more vigilant in what we allow them to listen to and what we're teaching them. Because this is what the media is spoon feeding your children right under your nose. Like sis say, she done listened to Live at the Barbecue umpteen times and then realized that this Negro done slid something in there. That while people rocking and, leaning and rocking, they low-key agreeing to nonsense. You got to be more careful. I miss the days when we used to y'all remember when we used to know the words to every song? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? That's how we can play the music game, to name them lyrics. And I'll just start saying lyrics and I'll tell y'all, okay, finish the line for me. Or tell me what song it's from. Right? Y'all remember that? We used to know all the words. We used to know all the words. Now you don't know all the words. And more it's like, mumble rap. You think they mumbling for nothing? Some of the mumbling is going on because they don't really want you to read the fine print. They don't really want you to know what it is exactly that you agreeing to. Sasha Lynn, you remember that? We used to know all the words. Right. Ebony M, Sweet Diva, y'all know what I'm talking about? Right. Now they got the mumbling. So you can't know all the words. How you gonna know all the words to a mumble? Y'all remember, I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke. Now slam it when I'm done and make sure it's broke. Y'all remember we used to know all the words. You couldn't turn on the music and we ain't know the words. You can't learn the words now. That's right. Was that Shanika J? It's hard to learn the words. You can't learn the words when they mumbling. You don't even know if they using real words. Dialogue Sisters, you say you think they chanting. They might be. They might be. But I want you to think about how many people on any given day is leaning, rocking, bopping, popping, locking, and dropping it and agreeing to everything, wholesale, bag and baggage, and they ain't read the fine print because you couldn't even hear the fine print. Think about it for just about a second, y'all. It's some real stuff going on. It has been happening, and they currently still doing it, spoon feeding it to the youth in the rap music as some kind of fantasy escapism. Did y'all see what she said? Rebelliously playful. It's playful. These Negroes is LARPing, okay? They pick at them white folks for going to Comic-Cons and putting on costumes and prancing around, talking about their elves and whatnot. And we got black folks LARPing right now. They wearing costumes. They wearing clothes they don't even like. Trotting around and prancing around. Pretending to be the devil and pretending to be this and pretending to be that. All kind of nonsense. Yes, Dialogue Sisters, it's definitely in some of the beats too. New Year's Day say memorialized all the songs. Right. Memorized all the songs. Yeah, we had them memorized back then. We knew the words. Right, amused. They don't know what they're playing with, thinking it's all a joke. That's what it is, cosplay. What you call it when a full-grown man prancing around talking about he the devil's son? What do you call it when Nas' little teeny tiny tail prancing around talking about he went to hell for snuffing G? You ain't went to hell. You would have burnt in 2 seconds with your little bitty self. And you can't snuff Jesus, dummy. That's cosplay. But this is a case where this cosplay, this fantasy escapism is going to cost them, and more so it's going to cost the children now. Because we got grown folks that refuse to make good decisions for our babies because we so mad. We so worried the children going to get mad. My daughter's in here. Ask her if I ever care about them getting mad. There is no reason that a child should have been anywhere near that mess that went on. And I mean no reason. None whatsoever. And yes, love my dogs too. You telling nothing but the facts. He's having a field day because he know his time is up. It's closer and closer. Nah, Nicole, I don't remember that. The guy who's blacked out and killed his family. No, I don't know, but I'm not surprised. I know you can't be either. That's crazy. But this is the thing with this fantasy escapism, they're giving it to the children as something that's rebelliously playful. Listen to this. If you mad with your mama, it's rebelliously playful. You know, talking about the enchanting words and saying that you the devil and you went to hell and this and that. It's just rebelliously playful. It's just escapism. It's a fantasy. It's not real. It's okay. Sign right here. Don't worry about reading that. You didn't know what happened, baby girl? I tried to call you. Travis Scott had that Astro World thing over at the NRG Park here in Houston, and a few people died. Quite a few. We still don't have the exact number. And people are, you know, talking about satanic rituals as some sort of sensational or conspiracy theory type story. And you know, your mama got to talk about what it really is. But I'll tell you some more. Okay? Now, the youth is accepting this stuff, these satanic and demonic ideas, principles, and spirits disguised as entertainment and playfully, rebelliously, or as playfully rebellious or fantasy escapism. What I'm saying is we need to reject all of these types of imagery. We also need to stop trying to find acceptable evil. Can we please stop trying to find it? I'm serious. Like at this point, when do we get tired of the foolishness? Because I'm tired if y'all not. This nonsense where you got people saying, well, I'm not into witchcraft, but I'll do some of their rituals. Think about what you're saying. Like, I don't really like poison, but I'll take a pinch. I don't really like raw food, but I'll eat a bite. Stop trying to find acceptable forms of evil. What you have to understand is when you accept any, you have accepted all. In for a penny, in for a pound. Stop it. Amused, you are telling the truth. They are accepting because they already had years of programming. Wake up and pay attention. These things seem like they get your attention. They are attractive to you because it's been fed to you in media, in music, in films, over and over and over again ad nauseum. So that when someone tells you, well, you know, you don't actually have to do witchcraft, like you can just do a little bit. Like it's cool to do this part, you know, because I still pray, you know, before I go to bed. But I did this right around lunchtime, though. But it's okay. You know, it's attractive to you. People want to know so much about it. You know, I want to know so much about it. I just need to know. I just, you know, I'm interested. Remember what we talked about earlier. People have been trained that anything satanic or evil or demonic is entertaining. It's entertaining. And it's because of the programming. It's because of the programming. Also, some of these movies, don't allow your children to watch this stuff. Especially if you know you don't have the wherewithal or the good sense to sit down with your children and explain to them what the truth really is. If you know you're not teaching your children, don't put that in front of them. Why are you letting them imbibe this stuff? Bad enough you've been, absorbing it and imbibing this information. Bad enough you've been indoctrinated and programmed. Let's not allow these people and these entities, these spirits, to be programming the children. Make sure you're having talks with them. Make sure they understand that, number one, Satan is not cute and cuddly. He's not your friend. It's not cool to have transactions with him or a transactional relationship. You don't need a relationship with him at all. They need to understand that he's dangerous. He's not attractive. He's not entertaining, worth a darn. These conversations need to be had with your children. And if you're too uncomfortable to do that, then just turn the television off. Can we at least do that? Get them from in front of it. Because what you're not willing to teach your children, these folks don't mind teaching it to them. They have an agenda. Their families have also failed them because they have let go of the teachings in their home. It's true. DT says in academia, we call it spiritual poverty, whereby people, because their deficit in their belief in God, turn to other forms of things to replace God, and satanic worship is one of them. Absolutely. And one of the other ways that this is possible is by idolatry. Good old-fashioned idolatry. See, when you start talking about idolatry and idolaters, people will spring up. I ain't no idol worship. I ain't no idolater. I hope not. But here's the thing. Here's the hot ticket. Now, the hot ticket is anything can be an idol. Absolutely anything. Whatever you put first is an idol. You have made it an idol if you put that first. Yep, I said it. I said it. Some people have begun to idolize these celebrities. So it's very easy to get you to agree to almost anything when your idol is saying it, when your idol is proffering it to you, or when your idol is presenting it to you. Hey, Lily. That's what some of this celebrity nonsense is about. I saw Travis Scott's ex-manager, which I think he thought he was getting brownie points. Listen, let me tell y'all something. These people that come out the woodworks, oh, I'm going to expose something. They end up exposing themselves. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? Hey, Toffee Mocha. Now, here's the thing. He came out and he's like, oh, well, we beefed up his numbers. I created bots to make it look like he was being streamed far more than he was, and bots to make it look like he had way more Twitter traffic than he actually did, to get the attention of the music companies, blah, blah, smackety, smackety, right? So what does that really mean? That means, sir, that you helped to do something that was dishonest. You were part of it. You're a part of it. And it was like, oh, let's make him, I'm going to show everybody how evil he is. And he wasn't even that popular. I helped him to deceive people. So in other words, sir, you too are a deceiver. But that ain't my biggest point here. My biggest point is they grab anyone that they feel is influential. And then the idea is to make you more influential, to make you more attractive, to draw more people in. So more people will idolize you based on how you look or how you sound or the things you say or an image that you portray. And they put millions of dollars into these people, just like we were talking about the fact that they put millions of dollars into these films. See, the system is corrupt and the system has an agenda. The agenda is corruption. They are corrupt and the agenda is corruption. Wholesale. And we need to pay attention. See, this is what I was trying to say the other day. When the crazy person came in the chat and was like, oh, it's disrespectful. No, you a dummy. Or you work for the devil. And I don't take that back. And y'all know I don't do a whole heap of name calling. But I will when it's due. We got to really, really call it what it is. This entire system is corrupt. This Travis Scott person is just one of the latest that they've used as idols in their bid for corrupting the masses. Ashanti say people in a spiritual warfare without their armor. Out here butt naked. Butt naked. Deandra say, Seanitra, they're trying to get in our children's head through satanic music. We need parents to be parents and not their children's friends. These people don't really care about your children. Like, that's cool, but they also in your movies and on your television. And don't forget your politicians. They're there too. I almost said somebody's name and y'all be done cried on me. Geneva says, because when they were pushing Travis, I never got the hype. I didn't understand. But that's just to let you know that this is what time it is. This is what time it is. There is an agenda. And I just wanted to kind of take a minute and do what I do and put the information out there. Now, whether anybody listen to me, believe me or not, I can't control that. But I got to tell the truth about the fact that this is a real thing that's really happening. They've been doing it. It's not new. They got them in our cartoons for the children. They got them in adult programming on television. They got him in movies, feature films, blockbusters, pumping millions of dollars behind it. The machine is paying for this. These artists that they're bringing out, putting all this crazy stuff in music. Some of these people that you just can't quite, catch their vibe or their rhythm, their vibration, it doesn't jive with you. Maybe that's why, because I'm telling you, when I saw what Nas had to say, I said, no wonder I never liked him. No wonder I could never really feel him. A lady 747 says, facts. Our community has become the cesspool of evil, from murdering each other, jail, gay and jab agendas. The list doesn't end. Right? The positive thing about this concert tragedy is that it opened the convo about God. But did it really? Did it really, Vanessa? Did it really? Because a lot of the people I saw talking were people who were admitted, open and proud, people saying that it ain't no God. They're part of the issue. They're not talking about it in a real way. What they're doing is using, yet again, satanic imagery for entertainment, clicks and views. Real conversations about what's happening. Folks don't really want to hear that, because anytime you get real information, it forces you to hold yourself accountable, and it also forces you to make a change in something that you're doing. Amuse, you better say it. And the food is to dumb you down. Right, Evie. They talking more about Satan than God. They're not talking about God. And they ain't even telling the truth about Satan. They just having weird fantasy, spooky conversations because they think it's cool to talk about spooky stuff. It's their chance to have a second Halloween. Weirdos. You got to really stay on point. And what's going on right now is a very pointed and focused attack on your spirit. It's against your soul. It's against your children. Ebony M says, Seanitra, I'm glad you're talking about this. You made a safe space for us to talk about God, because people get so ticked when you bring him up. Child, you can bring him up, and some people chat and get cussed out. I'm going to just tell you. It won't happen here, but it happens. You say you're doing it now, sis. Seanitra, you never know who can be listening. It's true. But we talk about the Lord over here all the time, openly. This is a God-friendly B1 channel. That we ain't new to this. We've been doing this. And people been mad at us about it too. Ebony M say, even at work, it's the holiday party. People don't even want to say Christmas because it recognizes Christ. Yeah. Well, they've been did that. You say you don't know how many times you had to say, I don't celebrate Halloween this year. Yeah, because your mom ain't never let y'all celebrate no Halloween. You ain't never. Not in your life. I used to bake them cakes and stuff and keep them home and keep them entertained. You ain't going out there with them devils, folks. You're not doing it. But I want to see more mothers be more vigilant and take it serious. This is an attack on our youth. Y'all better watch and see what's going on. And some of us our age too. This is the grown crew. This the grown crew. And some of y'all listening to these young people music, bopping and stuff, trying to stay current. I ain't current. I done told y'all I'm old fashioned and I'm going to stay like that. When you say tell them the kindergarten story, oh my God. Let me tell y'all, this girl is crazy. She sat there. I forgot how the whole thing started. One of her little buddies in kindergarten, they let me know, even done told the little girl she going to hell because she's celebrating Halloween. And the girl was, asking Eve about Halloween. And I had to tell her, you can't just send people to hell. Don't just send them there, But she was little. And she knew from little, we don't worship the devil. You say it's mostly Christians that are not spiritually aware. You'd be surprised. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised at all. That's why I say me and you got to talk. You'd be surprised what I'm not surprised at. What you say, Lily? Your daddy didn't play that Halloween mess. You don't celebrate it either? Yeah. And I'm not current. Somebody has to tell me, usually that pretty little girl that's in the chat will end up having to tell her mama who people are. I have to ask her, what's a so-and-so? I had to ask Egypt the other day the other week, about a month ago or so, what something was, and it was a rapper. Right. Yeah, ain't nobody got time for no devil days. Yes, Ebony M, they do. Some people replace God with universe. You have to pray and have Christian friends not to get caught up. They will do it. It's gotten real funny. And Nicole Rianne, that's very true too. Very true. Very true. However, if you choose to take that time to celebrate Christ in your home, that's perfectly okay. And I would suggest you do it if that's who you serve. So if you take that time to celebrate his coming, wonderful. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not somebody to split hairs over the trivia. As long as you know what the truth is and you're doing what you're supposed to do. But anyway, I'm just glad we are able to say, to have these conversations. Oh, yeah. Listen, I don't know why they around here praying to dead people. I don't want to step on nobody's toes, but a lot of them say it. And I think a lot of them are saying it because, again, it has become trendy. Social media is another vehicle that the enemy is using to infect and to seduce people and to deceive people. When we know we ain't supposed to be calling on no familiar spirits. That's what the book said. But you got people that's literally talking about they going to church on Sunday but praying to dead folks. But I'm going to shut up because I don't want to step on nobody's toes. I just want to tell you the truth. Now, let's see. A couple more. Lily say, people think I'm crazy because I don't take company. I don't want bad spirits in my home. I'm loving but protect my spirit. That's right. You got to be careful who in your house. Say, I don't care what the Bible, I don't care. The Bible says the dead know nothing. That's right. That's what the book say. But you know they do what they want to do. It's popular, that's why. Definitely. He's definitely online. That's one of the reasons why I feel that it's very important and so very important for there to be people online in the exact same space making him move over. Get over. Somebody needs to be in this space telling people the truth about who the Lord is, who he is, and what's going on. And we don't need to be ashamed or afraid to open our mouths in these situations. We need to be talking. This is not the time to be quiet. All right. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed y'all's feedback. I know I missed quite a few comments today because I was trying to make sure I kept up with my notes. So I apologize in advance for that. I really, really do. But I've done my best. And yet there's still room. That's all I can say. There's still room. But I thank y'all so much for being up in here with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you allowing me to give y'all my thoughts on this. And giving me your thoughts and your feedback. All right. So in any event, I appreciate you again. I love you guys. If you haven't already hit the like button, please go ahead and hit that bad boy. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And just want to thank you again for allowing me to give my commentary on something other than television shows and what the rich people doing. You know, because sometimes we need to talk about some real stuff. Y'all know that's what we do best over here. So I appreciate you guys. I love you. I will talk to you later. Y'all take care. Always remember, be positive, be productive. And most importantly, remember to encourage somebody other than yourself. You be encouraged, but remember to encourage somebody else. And don't forget, tomorrow is One Stranger, One Smile Thursday. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Love y'all. Bye-bye.